My last my last takeaway that I want to say before I hear any of yours is just Jayson Tatum. I know a lot of people are talking about him and saying that he didn't have it was one he's not a guy that you can look at the stats for. They would you don't look at the stats and say did he have a good game or a bad game based on the stats. You look at him on the court and say did he do well or not. And statistically, he had 28 points. He was cash from three. I know he had a minus 36, so it just kind of proves that yes, he was getting buckets, but wasn't really helping out the team that much just because of that plus minus. But it was really weird. Just like the 3 points I want to make about it is when yes, he made his threes, but they weren't. They were always in spurts, and it wasn't like he was piling them on. Like it wasn't like he made two or three in spurts. It felt like he made a three, maybe got a layup. 3 minutes later, went off. They found another open three and shot it over Gary Payton and made it. And then a couple minutes went off and he made a three. And it wasn't very effective. It wasn't like he was like a Steph Curry first quarter where he scored five threes in 1 quarter. It was just very like he made a three here and a three there, and he made them, which was good. So it looks good on the numbers, but it wasn't like it made an impact on it, which was you know what I mean? It just didn't make an impact with his threes in a way in the game. And then the other thing that was surprising is Tatum. You mentioned it. He's the primary playmaker for the Celtics, primary ball handler. And he was not, it felt like he made zero plays when he never made plays to pass it or find the open man. He didn't drive and kick it. He didn't do any of that. It felt like when he didn't have the ball in his hands, he was staying in the corner, not doing anything. And then the other thing that was very concerning to me is if you're making your threes and you're Jayson Tatum, you can get to the rim. You can do that. You can get to with no hand checking. There's no one really in your way. Just get to the rim, draw some contact, and get the bucket. He kept settling for these awful mid-range shots. They were bad. Like he made two threes at one point, and then he goes and he tries and back down. I want to say it was like Steph Curry. Like it wasn't so like a great defender. And obviously Steph Curry's undersized compared to Tatum. And he tried backing him down on the towards like the left wing, the left elbow, the free throw line. And then time was kind of ticking down. It was like 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He didn't really like use his body to get into it. And then he just settled for this like fadeaway mid range that clearly just it didn't go in. And it just was very like, yeah, he made his threes, but he didn't really do anything else.
No, I agree. I think Tatum just needs to be more like assertive. Like I think he needs to take more shots just in general. Like he's only taken like one or two more than Jaylen Brown last game. Like Jaylen Brown was also playing terrible. So like if you're on it, like you need to put up more shots and just have the ball in your hands more. You're obviously the best player on the team by a mile. Like you're an all NBA first team player. And I don't know. I feel like I agree. He's settling for way too many mid ranges. Like it kind of brings me back to like his like first couple years in the league where he was trying to do that like Carmelo Anthony, Kobe. Like I'm only going to take mid ranges, and then he's grown out of that the past couple years and become more of a playmaker, more somebody who like shoots threes, drives inside, and posts up and takes like a fadeaway mid range on occasion. But I don't know. I think he's settling way too much, especially when he gets a smaller defender on him, and it's either like make a play or like go score. Whereas instead, I feel like he just kind of dribbles. He'll like start dribbling out the clock a little bit, and then have to like just throw something up because he's realized he's got 5 seconds left because he's just been dribbling it like I got this defender for 10 seconds. So I feel like he just needs to be more assertive and just do more for the Celtics if they want to have any chance. Because right now their offense, when it's not with him, is just dreadful.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I 100% agree about. But he needs to be assertive. That's facts. He needs to go and he needs to take charge of this offense and this team. I know Marcus Smart is probably the only one of the only other guys who can handle the ball. So maybe he wants Smart to have the ball in his hands for a little bit to just kind of take off the pressure on him. But you're right, Tatum, All NBA first team. He needs to go out there and he needs to prove why he was that. He needs to stop kind of. He's the man. It almost feels like he wants to be the second guy on the team. Like it felt like he wasn't the star, the best player on the team. That yeah, I'll take charge. Yeah, I'll drive inside, kick it out. Yeah, I'll try and find somebody cutting. It was just more of like, hey, I'm here if you need to make it. If you need someone to make a shot, I'll shoot it for you. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's just not doing enough to really impact the game, like you were saying. And like even on defense, like I don't know. Just the intensity that he played with in the first round when he's going against KD, he's got to like do that this series. I don't know whether it's because like he knows that nobody on the Warriors is like as good as him who like plays on the wing. Like he's got like Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green, who are obviously not like as much of offensive threats as Kevin Durant, but like he has to bring that same level of intensity and just absolutely shut down whoever he's on. Because I feel like that feeds into the offense as well. Like if you're giving up no baskets, then you're getting out in transition and you're just having that more confidence to do what he can do. Which, I mean, he's one of the best scorers in the NBA. He just needs to show it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if this is right or not, but during the Brooklyn series, was Katie the primary defender on Tatum?
I mean, I don't think for most of it because he has to do like all the offense too.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tatum was, I mean, in the last, whatever, like the last 5 minutes, especially like game one when it was close, Tatum was on KD and KD was defending Tatum.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
sorry.
I think he just has to get back into that sort of mindset.
Yeah, no, I agree because I at least when I was watching the game for the Nets against the Celtics, it felt like when Tatum had KD on him. I mean, KD isn't obviously like the best defender in the world, but he's solid. But it felt like Tatum, like you mentioned, kept going after him and kept trying to go after KD and get a bucket on him or driving on him so they can open up someone else. And I don't know why, like you said, I don't know why he's not doing that this series. I don't know what's in his head. I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, maybe it's, oh, this guy is, maybe Wiggins isn't as good as KD. But if you're an offensive player, you got to think, you got to make the other guy, if that's what your mindset is, make him sound better than what he is. I mean, Wiggins is like we mentioned,
All
a
star
not,
starter, Andrew
yeah,
Wiggins.
all-star starter, well deserving of it. One of the best, one of the most underrated defenders in the league, probably one of the best defenders I'll see on the Warriors. Just if he wants to prove himself, say, you know what, I'm gonna show that he's not a good defender. I'm gonna go take on Wiggins. I'm gonna get a bucket here.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, Jayson Tatum is, I mean, the first game, he was obviously terrible. And even this game, like, he didn't shoot that well. He shot well from three, but like every time he went inside, I'm pretty sure he only made two non threes in the entire game. He was like 2 of 10 or something from inside the arc. Like, he's got it. He has to do better than that.
Yeah, Tatum just he needs to step it up a little bit and prove that he's the guy, that everyone thinks he is.